All right, welcome everyone. Thank you again for joining our exclusive webinar. This is Introducing Earned Wage Access. Basically, how to empower financial wellness in the workplace, keeping employees financially healthy without disrupting payroll processing. Again, for many of you, earned wage access may be something very, very new. You may be familiar with things like salary loans or pay advances. This is basically a solution to help you digitalize that and make sure that there is a fair process and it doesn't disrupt your payroll processing. Okay, and it's very special because we also have Mitchell, who is the CEO of GetPaid, sharing with you a bit more about what earned wage access is all about. Okay, so for everybody here, just a little housekeeping. Firstly, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A box, right? The Q&A section of this chat to ask your questions. We'll be doing about 10 to 15 minute Q&A just at the end of today's session. Again, this entire session is 45 minutes long. So at around 2 o'clock or 2:05, we'll start the Q&A process. All right. And again, for everybody here, you'll receive this recording by email. So check it out, I think probably either by the end of today or tomorrow. All right. And at the end, we have a little quick survey, I think just about 8 questions or so, just to, get a little bit of feedback about today's session. All right. So as I mentioned, we have Mitchell, who's the CEO of GetPaid, who will be sharing with us how he introduced earned wage access as a solution, as well as Jeremy, who is our Director of HR and Strategic Alliances here at JustLogin, explaining how he actually implemented GetPaid for JustLogin and why he feels it's a very good collaboration between GetPaid and JustLogin. All right, a little bit more about who JustLogin is. Of course, if you are new to us, we were the world's first HR software as a service. We started back in the year 2000, so it's actually our 25th year anniversary. Again, back then, a lot of HR solutions were on-premise, and we were the first ones on the cloud, and we're a pioneer there. All right, we've won multiple awards in the HR space, as well as one of the highest data security ISO 27001 certified. We've also served over 3,000 businesses across 25 countries. And yeah, let's begin. So I would like to invite Mitchell, who will be sharing about empowering financial wellness and workplace. A little bit more about Mitchell. Mitchell has over 15 years of experience in employee benefit space. Prior to this, Mitchell was a trained and practicing social worker, and the accumulation of his experiences is now driving his passion to improve financial well-being amongst employees, which gave birth to being the founder and CEO of GetPaid Asia. All right, Mitchell, I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks, Harris, and thanks JustLogin for the very warm welcome and invite for this. Thank you all for coming. I believe I was given 15 minutes to do this, so I'm gonna try and speed past things without missing, I guess, the main points. So allow me to begin. My name is Mitchell, or Mitch, either is fine, and I'm from GetPaid. We'll explain what GetPaid is on the later slides, but today, just a few thoughts on this subject matter. I think no one really has, is an expert at financial wellness, but these are some thoughts that I guess, gathered across the couple of years of experience that I have doing this. Yeah, so just want to share these thoughts with you. Financial wellness at work without compromising on security and processes. When you've hit a limit but have bills to pay, I think we've all been in this situation, and you definitely are experiencing this from an employee point of view on a daily. Employees who need motivation, employees who need engagement, so that we can drive productivity at the workplace. I think that's kind of why we are here, to think about how we can use financial wellness, how we can use a program like financial wellness to kind of hit on those main HR goals, which is productivity, engagement, and ultimately retention. So just, I guess, high-level information, data to throw at you. More than half of Singaporeans and Malaysians experience financial stress. I don't think this is a surprise. If you live in Singapore, you live in Malaysia, I don't think it's a surprise. We are all, I guess the word on the ground is murmuring about rising cost of living, inflation, things are getting really expensive. But today, I just want to frame it in a workplace point of view. Is financial stress a workplace problem? And I think this is a divisive question. In all my years of talking to hundreds and hundreds of HR departments, some would say yes, some would say no. And today, hopefully, if you're on the fence, we could perhaps have that conversation and change your mind. But yeah, so 63%, more than half of employees that were surveyed indicate some form of financial stress. And really realistically, in my point of view, that does lead to a lot of the HR conversations that we'll talk about today. Does it lead to distraction? If you are financially stressed, you are really stressed out with the finances of your situation, of your family. Most likely that's going to cause some distractions at work. You won't be able to focus with your day-to-day activities that you have to do at work. And this could also increase accident rates if you are in that industry that require them to be hands-on, whether that be construction or F&B. That could also lead to accident rates. In Singapore, that's very costly for companies for workplace accidents. Is it going to lead to absenteeism and moonlighting? I think these days it's very common or very easy for employees, if they need money, to moonlight, whether that be driving a Grab at night or Gojek or any of the delivery services. It's very easy for them to do that if they need the money. But how does that impact you? Are they really tired the next day? Are they going to report sick or AWOL and not come to work the next day? I think that's a very plausible line of thought. Lastly, is that all going to affect attrition? From a company point of view, that's going to cost the company a lot of money if you have a huge turnover, high turnover. How can we use financial stress in the workplace to kind of turn this around? And so with that, my opinion is that financial wellness is no longer a nice to have, but it is a must and a priority for any company that wants to be competitive in the hiring space and to be an employer of choice. So just a very quick backdrop, and I think already you're already thinking. Traditionally, we all have experience with salary advances, like Haris was mentioning. That's not what we are selling today, but I think initially the first thought for all of us that come to mind when we're talking about this is salary advances, because I think it's been around for a while. Some people, some industries still use it a lot. Some industries probably come off it already or have an in-between kind of solution to both. I think everyone here would have some experience with that, either now or in prior employments. And so my take about salary advances have good intentions. I think we all want to help employees in the situation they are in, or help the company with their attrition rates. But in my opinion, so far, probably some mostly bad outcomes. And you guys are all probably familiar with these pointers on why it's extremely admin intensive. It might not be always available. A lot of companies run hybrids where you can get an advance only in certain situations, like a medical emergency, and then you need to provide the documents as such. So not always available. There might be legitimate reasons outside of those criteria, and they're not going to be able to avail of that offering. It's very slow, days if not weeks to get the money, for the employee to get the money when they probably needed it now or yesterday. And from HR or admin point of view, you need to handle repayments. It's such a headache, right? Who will pay how much already, how long for with MOM's, repayment legislation. You might have to break them up into several months for repayments. And then what if they leave in the middle of it? Then you have to go and be chase for that money. It's not something you probably want to do. And lastly, not sustainable, right? You say yes to one, you got to say yes to all. When does it end? It cannot end. So good intentions, bad outcomes. And today, if hopefully you're here and you're thinking about building a better solution, a better program that can help your employees and your company with a financial wellness program, then just very quick 3 points on maybe thinking about these 3 points on how you want to develop this, right? Number one will be governance. It's not free for all, right? You got to think about who is eligible for this program that you want to build. What is the benefit? It has to meet a need or meet the needs of at least a majority of your employee base. What are the rules around it? What is the amount? What's the frequency? You got to think about all these sort of things before we can formulate a program. Secondly, I think, in my opinion, any program, financial wellness program, should have some education, some form of financial literacy embedded in it. Because while we are meeting the needs of today, what we want to do is to provide systemic relief and a solution for years to come. And that, in my opinion, can be solved with financial literacy. So any program that you are thinking about, in my opinion, should have some financial literacy attached to it, whether that be teaching them how to budget, teaching them how to save, teaching them how to invest. These things should be taken into consideration when building a program. Lastly, but definitely not least, is there a tech element to it? In this day and age, we can definitely leverage on tech to solve pretty much most problems, but not only solve them, but solve them in a cost-effective way, and also reduce that workload for admin, reduce that workload for HR and finance. So these 3 pointers I leave with you for you to think about while we talk about us, GetPaid. So today I talk about what we do. Our vertical is called Earned Wage Access. Over here, it's a really simple but revolutionary idea where we allow employees access to the salaries that they've earned, just not yet received, right? What does that mean? So let's take this phone, for example. This employee has logged into this phone today. This person has worked 14 days already for this pay cycle, another 14 days left to the next payday. Really need some money, don't have it in the bank account, but 14 days to wait for the next payday. Can't wait 14 days. So what GetPaid does is that we calculate what is their earned wages at this point in time. This example, this person has earned 1,500 Singapore dollars or MYR for this example. But the company gets to decide how much he or she can access of this amount. In this example, it's an 80% access rate. We allow company to decide what that access rate is, and our clients go all the way from 30% all the way up to 80%. It's entirely up to the company to decide how much they can access of their earned wages. So if this person says, okay, wow, I've earned 1,500 so far already, I can draw down 80% of that, which is 1,200. All right, so he or she can do that instantly with GetPaid, right? If he or she logs into the app the next day, they will see 1 day extra there, 15 here, 13 here, and this would have increased by 1 day, and this will have increased by 1 day as well. So it will increase every day and reset on the next cycle. So he or she can withdraw whenever they want, is on demand, if they want to. And whatever amount they want is up to them as long as it is below what they are available to them. All the employee need to do is pay a one-time convenience fee. That is it. It is not an interest rate product. There is no interest rate, 0% interest rate. They only need to pay a one-time convenience fee, like paying a fee on the ATM, equivalent to that. We will send the amount directly to their bank account, the employee's nominated bank account or wallet, and then we work with the company to deduct those amounts against the next paycheck. Essentially, it's like offloading the pay advance program to GetPaid, except that we only work with earned wages only. the amount that they've earned, just not yet received. So big touch points here, 0% interest rates. We don't charge interest, only at one-time flat convenience fee, and is same-day delivery. We do it really, really fast with the tech ecosystem that we've created. And so here's the whole flow. Just want to point out two things, really. Number one, you get to control how much they can access. I mentioned this, your employees can access from their earned wages. Number two, the employee can make a withdrawal on the JustLogin app. We have integrated 100% with JustLogin so that your employees don't have to manage multiple apps. They already using the JustLogin app for leave and etc. and the other modules. GetPaid is found within the app. They can then make a withdrawal, we'll then disperse it to their bank account, and then we will send a report to the company closer to payday so that a reconciliation can be done, right? We need to deduct those amounts against the next paycheck. But the good news is that we've already integrated that part with JustLogin as well. So all the reconciliation and all the deductions is done on the JustLogin dashboard. And it's all done for you, where it's easy, seamless. The journey is so easy. Okay, more about that later, I believe. But yeah, the results, employees win, they get to meet their needs, but employers win as well. Sorry, employees win, employers win as well. We provide a return on investment for financial well-being. Never heard before. Our users' happiness index is at 80% with a repeatability rate of 76%. And we've been improving retention up to 10% for the clients that we have. 66% of our users say that introducing GetPaid has actually made them more loyal to their employers. All right, so the return on investment is there. It's actually free for the company, but whatever investment that you want to attach to it, whether that's a working hours, number of man hours, the return on investment is 100% there. Okay, just almost done. Just a summary. When we work with payroll, you get to decide how much they can access. Whatever key dates that you have in terms of pay days or pay cycles, we will customize all according to what you are comfortable with right now. And lastly, definitely not least, is utilize all the integrations that we have with JustLogin for auto deductions and a seamless journey for all parties. Just a quick segue about financial education. I talk about financial education and we do what we preach. We have done a partnership with Visa where we've pulled out financial literacy modules that we think are very useful for our users and your employees. Subjects like working within budgets, how to start saving, what is credit, what's debit, and if they're in debt, how to get out of debt. Really basic financial well-being 101, where they can actually consume the modules on the app for free. They don't actually have to pay for it or use the service. As long as they create the account, they are there. So don't worry, we practice what we preach. And so just to summarize, these are the 3 points that I mentioned before about thinking about building your own program. But don't think about building your own program now that we've done it for you, right? We talked about the governance side of it. What is the need? What are the rules? GetPaid has done its stuff on education with Visa. And lastly, we've already built that tech ecosystem with JustLogin and our other partners so that you, the consumer, will enjoy a really cost-effective but needful and effective financial wellness program. Okay, just a last plug for us, GetPaid. We are all about financial well-being, and we are the leading platform for that to reduce financial stress in your workplace. We are currently running 4 countries: Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, and Malaysia. And you'll see JustLogin there as one of our strategic partners. Thank you very much. I'm done. I will hand the time back to JustLogin to finish the last piece of the puzzle. Thank you. Harris, are you there?
Oh, yeah, I just realized I didn't unmute myself.
Yeah.
So I was talking to myself for the last 30 seconds.
No worries.
But yes, thank you, Mitchell. Appreciate that. Again, it's really insightful. I think for many of us, learning about earned wage access is very new. And it's not like a salary advance. This is basically accessing money I've already earned for the month, right? And yeah, I think it definitely will help with financial wellness in the workplace, right? So now the best person to kind of share how it has exactly helped, especially me as an employee of JustLogin, we have our Director of HR and Strategic Alliances, Jeremy Lee. Now, Jeremy is a HR professional with about 2 decades. Being a HR generalist, he's covered industries such as logistics, oil and gas, advertising, fintech, manufacturing, and now HR tech, right? So for many in the audience, I think he might have already worked in a similar industry as you, right? He's now our JustLogin's HR director, and he's been with us for the last 6 years. And also he handles strategic alliances, of which GetPaid is one of them. All right, so without further ado, I would like to introduce Jeremy Lee.
Thanks, Harris. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Jeremy. I'm the HR for JustLogin, right? I think thanks, Mitchell, for sharing. I just want today just want to share about how our HR team has implemented GetPaid, which is essentially an on-demand salary access feature. And I think end of the day, it made a meaningful difference for both our employees and our operations. I'm just going to give you about 2 minutes. Just going to give a quick summary. I think like many of us in the call in the webinar today, right? Even for myself, we used to handle salary advances requests manually, WhatsApp, email, spreadsheets, whatever, right? It's time consuming, inconsistent, and frankly, it's stressful for me, right? Because at the same time, employees were also stressed because they need help, and sometimes they feel uncomfortable, or sometimes they wait for days for the money to get into their bank account. So as part of our HR digitalization transformation, as also part of JustLogin being a HR tech company, we want to get paid, right? Your salary advance feature. Concept is simple. Log into our software, see how much of an earned wage is available, withdraw what you need, no forms, no HR approvals, no delay, all right? So from a HR perspective, honestly, it's a game changer for me. It eliminated manual intervention, gave us consistency, fairness across the board, and most importantly, gave our employees privacy, dignity, and control over their pay, right? So just want to share a quick summary of why we implemented GetPaid on JustLogin ecosystem, and at the same time, for me as a HR, why did I believe in it? Okay, so what's the HR problem statement? I think these 3 pictures summarize it. Top left, HR policies and procedure, right? How much can I allow a salary advance? When an employee comes to us, how much can I withdraw 200? Can I withdraw half the month? Can I withdraw 40%? What time period is it? And after which, as HRs, we receive the request, we have to put it up for approval, and go through paperwork, go and get finance to process the payment, get our bosses to approve. Oh, that's our problem statement, right? So what's our internal experience before GetPaid? Is a balancing act. At one hand, my employee can come up to me asking for, hey, Jeremy, I need $200. I have a sudden, I need to pay for year end already. My kids are going to school. I need $200 to purchase textbooks. I need to pay school fees. It's unplanned expenses. But at the same time, as much as I want to immediately take out 200 from my pocket and extend it out to the employee, I have my HR policies and procedures in place, right? It's a balancing act. At the same time, I want to be compassionate, but I also don't want to end up when HR audit comes, I'm caught in limbo. So that's my experience. So we had to balance helping employees, which all as HRs, that's what we want to do, but at the same time maintaining fairness and accountability. That's why we launched this feature. This feature is integrated with JustLogin payroll module, and we develop it with you, HRs and finance professional bosses in mind. Why? It's because there's this term out there which is health is wealth, right? So take care of our wealth and take care of our health. Last but not least, it is entirely employee self-service, right? There's no need for HR to intervene. There's no need for bosses to intervene. Throw away the paperwork, throw away the WhatsApp chat. What you need is just this. Let me show you. 4 clicks and money in the bank account. First, this is my HR's account, right? We got open our mobile app, log into our mobile app, click on advanced pay under integration, and GetPaid is loaded, right? Immediately it shows you what's your available wage and what's your earned wage, right? And key in the amount that you want to withdraw under the withdrawal tab. Comes out with a withdrawal confirmation. Yes, I'm going to withdraw 100, right? That's it. Request received and within the same day in your bank account. Simple as that. No need to get manager's approval. No need for HRs to put down what they're doing right now and process the cash advance. No need for finance to do a last minute disbursement. No need for asking the bosses to open their bank token to do approvals. No, within the same day, anytime, any day. As here, thank you for using GetPaid. It's a payday any day, right? So what's the impact on HR ops? When it's employee self-service, simple. Time is money. I'm not involved. That means that I'm focused on doing my HR ops. There's no more ad hoc work coming in to process this or process that anymore, right? And then I do have a consistent policy. There isn't that concern now of an employee coming to me, hey, why did you allow employee A to withdraw 1,000 and today you just allow me to withdraw 500? Is it because I got a warning letter? That's why you can withdraw 500, but it's money. Why I cannot withdraw 1,000 also, right? Now we have a consistent policy. We set our GetPaid configuration site. What's the amount of the earned wage we allow them to withdraw? And that's it. And when I get my employees' feedback, this comes to mind. I'm not embarrassed. I'm free. Why? It's because through a traditional process, right, the employee has many touch points beyond the HR. There has supervisors, maybe first line HR generalists, then it comes to a comment band, then it goes to also finance, right? There's so many employee touch points just to do a salary advance. And sometimes the employee themselves feel that I don't want my employer to know that I need money or I'm a bit hand to mouth. So with this, we eliminated most of the touch point, and only the payroll administrator would have insights on this, right? And just sharing on my HR experiences, close to 2 decades of experience, and salary advance comes in many different, salary advances request comes in many forms and shapes, right? Where I was in construction, there were instances where employees come up, especially during festive period. Many of them are not, I would consider, they're not very, they're paid well, but a bit hand to mouth, right? So when festive periods comes up, they pay for home bills, prepare for the festivities, and they start to request, oh, could I have 1,000 in advance? No need now. Even when I was in the fintech industry, PMETs, right? Also, doesn't mean that a PMET who's earning a lot means that they don't have financial obligations. They do have, and it could be my child's university fees, things like this that comes into mind, or I have a certain loan that comes up, I need to pay, interest rate went up, I just need something to tide across this month, and they could draw down their salary advances, So in a nutshell, all of us work for money, and money gets paid on a fixed date, and sometimes things doesn't go to plan. Having access to GetPaid, which is a salary advance feature launched by JustLogin, allows us to change almost every day to a payday. So for our JustLogin community, I just want to reinforce, GetPaid is a pay-per-use model, right? The pricing model comes with a fee, it's a flat fee or percentage fee, that's up to you to decide, but it's not a subscription model. So it's integrated with our payroll solution, it's employee self-service, so there's no harm in you getting it on board. And for JustLogin internally, I treat this as a form of financial wellness for my employees. I bear the fee myself. I spoke to my CEO and I said that we will launch this feature and this benefit to all our employees regionally, and we bear the fees, right? Be it a flat rate, I think, or is it percent? We pay the fees. So our employees, at any point of time, they want to do any withdrawal, perform, get the money. And on my end, it's because I save time. I don't need to liaise with so many departments to just get a $200 or $300 cash advance out, right? So that is all for my sharing. I'm going to pass it back to Harris, and thank you so much for hearing out from me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I think honestly, hearing from you, because of the experience you've had, that you yourself, had to process all these salary advance, I think you feel the pain. You delivered a very passionate retelling of your experience previously. So I think it's very, very good there. I think we definitely can understand. Now, I'm going to move on to Q&A. Keep the questions coming. There's already a few questions coming in. So I'd like to re-invite Mitchell and Jeremy, just to as in like turn on your cameras and your mic, just to answer a few quick questions. So I have 3 already. Again, if you are here listening, you can always go to the Q&A box to put in a question. So first is actually a question from Alan. Okay, so Alan asks, only the employee pays a fee. There's no fee for employer to implement this feature. Is that correct? Right now, I know Jeremy talked about JustLogin is the one that bears. So maybe Mitchell and Jeremy, can you please share about how the fee structure works?
All right, maybe let me share it, right? So, Alan, in response to you, there is no charge, no fee for you to implement this feature at all, right? So it is a pay-per-use. That means that there's an agreed fee for us to pay a fee payable upon withdrawal. And it's up to you to decide whether the fee is borne by the employee, or the fee is borne by the employer, or you do a co-share, right? So implementing a feature has no fee at all. It is on a usage basis.
Fantastic. Mitchell, anything to add there?
Agreed. Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
All right. Maybe I can add on, actually, Mitchell, since you have quite a few number of clients. What's the percentage usually of the companies usually making the employer bear the fee, and what's the percentage of companies themselves bearing the fee there?
99.9% have passed the fees on to employees. But I think that's a great thing, to be honest. I think there needs to be some pain in withdrawal. It can't just be a free service. If not, they'll just go crazy, right? So we are here to teach them financial management. So a fee needs to be charged to the employee, and that should be the way to do it, I think.
Okay, wonderful. Alan actually asked a second question. So Alan asks, will there be a service fee charged by the employer's bank for processing the payment?
Additionally, no. So if you go back to my process, GetPaid will send the money directly to the employee, and GetPaid bears that remittance fee. I believe that's what you're asking. So it doesn't go through the company at all until time for reconciliation, which is done through JustLogin. So no additional fees there.
Okay, understand. So basically, GetPaid is the one that's doing the disbursement upon request. Okay, then maybe could you elaborate a little bit further when it comes to reconciliation, how that process works?
Jeremy?
Great. Right. So at the end, so there would be a drawdown period that we allow employees to draw down from, because at the end of that drawdown period would be our payroll processing period. So I think that's where we don't want to allow employees to draw down. Usually it's the last 7 days of your pay period. So from my experience, the software is integrated, so it will show, the deduction will show up in our payroll module in our bank file itself. right? So it will deduct off the net pay, and from there you disburse whatever salaries out to your employees, less the salary advance. Mitchell will definitely bill me, all right, for the amount that my employees have drawn, and I just need to repay him within the credit terms.
Okay, wonderful. All right, we'll move on to the next question. It's a question from 𝐸𝐿. 𝐸𝐿 asks, what if payroll payment is done by finance department and not HR?
Same. Anyone who's processing payroll would be able to see, that a salary advance has been performed, So if you're looking at the disbursement of the salary advance to the employee, finance wouldn't see it at the point of request, right? However, at the end of the qualifying drawdown period, GetPaid will definitely send an invoice to the customer. For example, 𝐸𝐿, you'll receive the invoice. You would know who have performed their withdrawal. At the same time, if you're using JustLogin for your payroll, within the system itself, you would also able to see which employees have performed a drawdown. And for me, best practice, I'll just compare my software against what Mitchell billed me to just make sure that things are correct. Yeah, and so far correct. For the last 1 year, we've been using it.
Wonderful. I also think for the finance department, it saves them quite a lot of headache, because I remember I was speaking to Mitchell about this near the start, and he was talking about petty cash. It's usually handled by finance, which is something also it's very much of a headache, right? So I think even for finance teams, other than HR people here, I think it will definitely be quite a lifesaver for them as well. Now, we have another question from Alan. So he asked, how much is the fee for withdrawal? A fixed fee or percentage or of amount? So a fixed fee, or is it a percentage of amount?
Yeah, we have both price plans, and the company gets to decide which one works better for them. We have a fixed flat fee of $4.50 Sing per transaction, or a percentage of 4.5%. This is for Singapore. For Malaysia, we have different rates. But for Singapore, the company gets to decide which one you prefer. And we create two different plans because we've received feedback from HR that perhaps maybe their employees cannot calculate percentages very well. And so we came up with a fixed flat fee as well, so that company can decide which one works better for communications with their employees. Yeah, so 450 Sing per drawdown, or 4.5% of whatever amount they want to draw down.
Okay, wonderful. I also want to mention that actually during this period, if you are an existing user of JustLogin and you have, of course, our payroll module, but you don't have access to GetPaid, we actually have a promotional offer that's happening right now. So if you're interested, you can always just contact your CS team, your customer success team, or even just drop us an email. You can email marketing@justlogin.com, or even support@justlogin.com, just to, I'll get somebody in touch with you to make sure that you can get access to GetPaid as quickly as possible. All right, so there's a promotion going on right now. Okay, there are no more questions coming in, so I just want to move on to the last part, which is just a little bit of a survey. Okay, so I just want to go to the next slide over here. There's quite a few of you here, so if you can, I'll just open this up for the next 60 seconds for you to take your phones. If you're on your phone, you can just do a screenshot and then open your QR code reader. There is a quick little survey. If you can help me out, help Mitchell out, Jeremy out as well, just to give you a little bit of feedback about this session, how you feel about it, what you now know about earned wage access. I think it's just a handful of questions there. So really appreciate this. And again, for many of you who have turned up on a Tuesday afternoon just after lunch to attend this webinar, we just really want to thank you. Again, also a big thank you to Mitchell for taking time to come down and teach us about financial wellness. I think, again, earned wage access, as you mentioned, is a very novel idea and is really a game changer, especially for HR, right? I also want to give a very heartfelt thank you for Jeremy as well. He's in the office right now. I'm working from home, and thank you, Jeremy, for coming in and sharing your experience. I think your personal experience really, I think, can resonate with many of us here, that maybe has had experience with doing these kind of salary advances and loans and stuff like that before. So really appreciate that as well. Okay, so thank you, everybody. That is it.